Options is the game, okay? Calls and puts. And, I'm not going through all the details of what a call is and what a put is. I'm assuming you've gone to our basic call put class, and if you haven't, go back to it. It's in TMTV, and you can access that there. But wanted to get more into the actual trading as we go, so I didn't want to spend too much time there. But we do need to build a few more, foundational layers here. Okay, so we have the game, and the game is options. But who are the players? Okay, anytime we're dealing with a game, we have to understand who the players are. Otherwise, we're not going to understand how the game works. Okay. Well, the 8 top players, okay, and there are a few others we could put in here, but these cover about 95% of it. Number 1 are market makers. Okay. And we're going to come back to market makers because market makers is a big deal. Number 2, retail traders. Okay, I'm a retail trader. I trade on my own. I decide, hey, I want to go buy this. I want to buy that. I sell that. I sell this, and boom, I'm chalked up as a retail trader. You are most likely a retail trader listening to my voice. Okay, we're part of the option market. The exchanges. Okay, the exchanges, the NYSE and the Philadelphia Exchange and all of that. They are part of it. Okay, broker firms. Okay, your broker firm. So when I trade options, most times I use a program or a broker called Thinkorswim. They're owned by TD Ameritrade, and they're a broker, right? And they have an influence. They have a factor here because when I go buy an option, they're the ones actually buying it, and it's going through my broker. I'm just clicking the buttons to say, hey, this is the option that I want. Please go buy it, and they go out and make that happen. Okay? Institutional investors. They're a big piece of this. In fact, they're a massive piece of this. Institutional investors. In fact, a lot of times you'll see alerts out there in the news that say, hey, you know what? On this stock, there were X amount of call options, traded today. And people will take that and say, oh, that must mean that the big money is expecting this stock to go higher. And it could. It definitely could mean that. But it could also mean that an institution owns a bunch of stock and is selling a bunch of calls in order to just generate some income. A lot of put buying may not mean that somebody's expecting the stock to go down. It may mean that they're actually going to be buying a big stock position. So what do? They go out and buy a big put position first so that as they buy the stocks are protected. So people will look and say, oh man, all these puts were bought. That must mean bearish. But the incentives of the institution could be significantly more bullish because they want to go out and buy. Institutional investors matter a big way, matter a lot. And they make the game a little more confusing, and they make the game something that becomes a little more sophisticated when you get into the complexities here of it. Number 6, proprietary trading firms. Okay. There are a lot of companies out there that, they collect money and they go out and trade it. Hedge funds. Okay. And they go out and they trade their money. They go out and do things. A lot of companies have their own proprietary trading firms or arms there that's going out into the option market and using it to hedge or using it to speculate or using it to leverage. So that's a big piece. You have the options clearing corporations. This acts as a clearinghouse for option trades in the U.S. Basically functions as a guarantor of these option contracts. And so it helps to reduce the risk that option traders or option participant buyers or sellers take when they get involved in the option market here. And then last but not least, regulators, things like the Security and Exchange Commission, the CTFC, which is the Commodities Futures Trading Commission. They all come in and they have a role to play here in this market. But in all, right? And when we really break this down, it is one of the closest things to the Wild Wild West mentality that we get when it comes to the trading market. Now, we've now had Bitcoin and things like that, cryptos that, have come in with some of that Wild Wild West element. But, that still exists here in the option market, which means there's a lot of opportunity, which means there's a lot of risk, which means we better know what we're doing and we better be willing to go out and to take some risk.